Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today there will be a new interesting episode that we will summarize the content. Please wait and watch. I look forward to your support. Give me a channel subscription. I sincerely thank you.
People often compare women to soda water, as they thrive in hot weather. They drink a lot, even opening windows to let the air in and bugs out. However, they often face criticism for their lack of comfort in hot weather. As the conversation progresses, Grandpa Simpson is asked to help with a search for a missing body. They are digging up the bodies of poor people and building a memorial to their suffering. Private detectives Simpson and O'Donnell contact them after they discover an additional body. Men can say and do anything in this country except on college campuses, where the rules are unclear. They discuss how their business card got there and how they work out at home using a nurse call button. The conversation turns to the hot weather today, which is not close to the summer of 1982. Billy and Agnes Skinner have worked together for a few years, but things move slowly today. They discuss their hobbies such as basketball and roller derby, and Agnes mentions her admiration for her boyfriend, Montgomery Burns. Agnes suggests that she should follow her boyfriend, but she feels too hot to stay inside. She also mentions that her father is busy and wants to go somewhere else if she is watching. Agnes agrees to go with her to see what's going on, but she's not getting a new mommy die. In summary, the conversation revolves around women, hot weather, and the need for men to be polite and respectful. The conversation highlights the importance of respecting women's privacy and respect, especially when dealing with difficult situations. In this text, the protagonist Humphrey Gokart discusses his relationship with his grandfather, who has been missing since his last visit. He is a detective and a person of interest to the protagonist, but he is not interested in talking about it. The protagonist's grandfather is known for his busy schedule and lack of help from others. He also becomes embroiled in a criminal case concerning a monkey party card that he received. The protagonist is intrigued by the protagonist's grandfather's interest in the case and asks him to investigate the murder. He mentions that his grandfather should have searched for a partner, as he would do the same thing. However, he is not interested in finding his wife or a dog that got away. The protagonist suggests that they should examine the old business card, which has blood on it, which is type AB negative, which very few people have, 1%. The protagonist wonders if Billy O'Donnell, the buried person, has the same blood type. They decide to look into his blood and discuss the possibility of finding out more about the murderer. The protagonist mentions that there are two people in town who know everything about the murder, but it will cost them money. They are the medical techs who are working on the case, and they are putting their slides into video. They are also discussing the importance of respecting the people of Springfield, who own the information. The protagonist mentions that the path to the murderer's grave is colder than the person putting on the gown, who has cold hands. The protagonist also mentions that the murderer left his car on Old Apple Blossom Parkway, which is now the site of the Springfield nuclear plant. The protagonist is impressed by the protagonist's efforts and believes that they are talking to the wrong person. They discuss the situation with Agnes, who seems to have vanished. The protagonist is hesitant to talk to her because she seems too smart and drooling. The protagonist concludes by urging the protagonist not to get ahead of themselves and not to kiss the protagonist. The story ends with the protagonist expressing their desire to continue their investigation and not to get ahead of themselves. The text is a conversation between two friends, Agnes and Wendell Wilkie, who are following Burns to find out what he did. Agnes is worried about the consequences of their actions, as they could potentially harm her father. They need help leaving without the police noticing, and Agnes offers to make a plan for them to buy 2 new bikes. Agnes is unsure how many bikes they need and is considering running after the guests. She is also concerned about the state of Denmark and the possibility of someone coming to see her after years. She is hesitant to run because a doctor's note suggests she shouldn't. Agnes is reluctant to let Seymour play with his friend while the adults converse. Agnes tells Wendell that she let her partner down 40 years ago, and wants to fix that now. She is unsure about her medicine, birthday, or who she is, but she will never forget that night. The conversation then turns to the possibility of breaking the case and trying to change other parts of their bodies before leaving. Agnes admits to having bursitis, not an elbow or knee problem. Wendell Wilkie is curious about the situation and how they managed to get past the slides and open grounds. Burns is here to finish a talk they began 40 years ago and asks about their meeting with Billy. He confirms that Billy is going on a trip with a one-way ticket, and they need a better answer than that. The text ends with Wendell Wilkie being scared in the car by herself and the crayons getting stuck in his teeth. In this text, the father and son discuss their relationship and the possibility of a better life for their son. The father is concerned about the potential dangers of their son's actions and wishes to hire him instead of his ex-partner. The father is proud of his son's job and feels like a judge on the Supreme Court. The father is shocked by the revelation that Billy discovered the truth about the plant's construction and blames the father for killing him. He offers to cut the father in half if he doesn't talk, but instead pays him back and promises to move to an exotic island. The father also mentions that Abe, who is still alive, has been living a life of surfing, drinking rum out of a coconut, and hanging out with hot women. The father reveals that he didn't let the father know about Billy's existence because he didn't want his ex-wife to find out. He also reveals that he lied to the father about his shoes having lifts, which made him look like Tom Cruise. The father explains that he had lied to the father about his heart being as ugly and dead as his behind, and that he got his name into the father's will without his knowledge to get money when he died. The father believes that no one is hurting anyone, and that the father's actions led to something wonderful. Billy's father wonders if Billy is still alive, and if there is another body in the coffin. DNA analysis reveals that Harold Baumgartner, Springfield's popular business card maker, was the second body. He wanted to be buried with his wife because he loved her so much. The blood type in the blood type was a fluke or God's way of putting many lost souls to rest. The father asks the son about his future as a police officer, but the chief believes he is too young. The father warns Luke that he won't know until he gives her a gun. The father decides to run home now, having obtained all of his DNA, knowing he's not too far away.
Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you again in the next videos. If you find it interesting, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel and share. Thanks. See you in the next video.